Hey, WheelSnipeSelly here. Welcome back. It is Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023. We're on the ES June contract. And looking at the daily here, so we went up yesterday. We took out buy side and we traded up into we took out a 4-hour swing high here. And then we basically rejected off of that. You can see we have our daily we have a daily fair value gap here. So we traded down through that. We traded down through this second daily fair value gap, and then let me flip to the weekly on this real quick. So weekly, we had this weekly volume imbalance. We traded through that as well, and then I had the consequent encroachment of this weekly wick, and that's about where we rejected today. So I was kind of waiting to take a few stabs at some longs. So we'll kind of go into that. Let's make this a little bit bigger, and we'll kind of go through this price action a little bit closer. So starting at the 4-hour, let me just turn off the executions. They're a little distracting. So we have our weekly open here. At 2 o'clock, we kind of went up and tapped that, and then we basically rejected from there. Coming into it, I really wasn't looking at a whole lot, just to maybe come down into this initial fair value gap. So we have our daily fair value gap right here, and then you can also see I have this 4-hour. I have the 4-hour consequent encroachment here, and then this 4-hour. So I was monitoring these in the AM right around like 10. Right around like 9 to 10 time frame. We did have this order block here. We blew right past this. We took out the sell side here. Let's go down to, you can also see here's our other daily fair value gap here. Also a 4-hour, so kind of 2 time frames in one. Let's go down to the 1-hour real quick. So on the 1-hour time frame, you can see we have this order block where it just kind of, it didn't even hesitate for this here. So I was kind of watching this new week opening gap. So we kind of blew right through that. We have this fair value gap here. We were looking at the sell side. So I was kind of looking at that. Once we kind of started going through here, like I was targeting down here. Let's go down to the 15-minute. So 15-minute, you can see this started to go right at 9:30, and then once that 10 o'clock news hit, it just basically puked until 11-ish, 11:30 is when that low was put in for the day. So you can see previously I had these grades here for this daily fair value gap, so I kind of used that as well. So we have our 25, 50, 75%. This was our weekly. I had this, I kind of brought that over. So we kind of just blew right through all of this. You can see I have my fib from low to high, and we have about 50% here. So this was the initial target. And then once we kind of got up in here, I was looking for a short, but nothing, it just wasn't really clean for me, and I just wanted to walk away with $336 that I had for the day to kind of make up for some of the losses for yesterday. So I really kind of want to just dive into, so ICT was tweeting today a little bit, and his initial draw was the sell side, and then this new week opening gap. So he had 71.25 and like 71.75. So we definitely crushed through that. So let's go down to the 5-minute. So you can see we put in the low here, and then we kind of came up. This was I got in on this move here for a win. Tried to get in again a little bit too early for a loss, and then I got in a win to take out these buy stops. So let's put on the executions. Let's go down to the 1 minute. Okay, so this is what I was looking at. I was kind of watching this as it was coming down. I was waiting for a shift, and once we got down to this discount array, this weekly consequent encroachment, then I was looking for an actual trade, because we blew past that daily fair value gap pretty quick. So looking at this, I think I executed on like the 30-second, but we had a, let's just go down to the 30-second so you guys can actually see what I was doing. So I had this as my market structure shift. We took out sell side, we displaced higher. I think I entered right here. So we have this like little fair value gap, and I had my stop was below this 30-second fair value gap. So we left this open. So that was good. I was looking for that. So since we left that open, I had my stop. I think it was like below here. So if it did come down and tap it, I was just looking to take out this buy side right here. So that was my initial target. You can see I exited right on that buy side. And then we came up a little bit higher. I had this marked as well. I didn't think we were going to get up there right away. But when I tried to enter, I was looking at, we had a 2-minute, 3-minute fair value gap here. So I was looking at high, low, higher, high. So we have our breaker right here. So I was entering in on this breaker. But once I entered in on this 2-minute, 3-minute, 5-minute fair value gap, it kind of blew through where my stop was. And it basically stopped here right at this last down candle, or this like first down candle from this move here. So where's my 416.25? Oh, sorry, 411.25. So I was like one handle away from still being in that trade and being able to ride this back up. So I kind of waited a little bit, and then I saw that we had respected this. We had SMT with NASDAQ. We had this fair value gap here that I was watching. We kind of came down, and then I just had an entry basically right here. I used this as my market structure shift, and then I kind of outlined it here as well. And then we have this fair value gap where I entered in on this, and I had a 5-handle stop loss. And we kind of chopped around for a little bit, and then we finally made it to the target here at 12:36. And then I was kind of just watching. So I stepped away from the charts after this, and this just kind of kept grinding higher. And we made it up into, let's just go to a 2-minute. We kind of kept grinding higher, and this is a 15-minute fair value gap, and we're right at that 50%. So I was looking for something to break down. And I did see a trade when I was watching from 3 to 4, kind of coming down. We didn't really have a clean structure break here. So I had this outlined. I almost entered this short right here to just take sell side. But it just really didn't look clean to me. So looking at the 5-minute, like this just didn't look like something that I wanted to get into. So, but yeah, so that's basically the price action for today, and we will go into those are three trades. All right, so here we are. It's like 11:18, and I'm basically waiting for. Kind of hunting for an entry long here. So I have that weekly consequent encroachment noted, and we basically there was an SMT with a short SMT with NASDAQ, and then it kind of caught back up. So I took that off. I have the sell side noted here. So we made a big push down through there. So that's kind of what I was looking for. And then so now I'm going to drill down and try to find an entry. and we're getting some nice movement here. We got a fair value gap. So on these like good trades, that it may not always come down and fill in that fair value gap. So we'll have to find a different entry on this. And I just basically put it at the at that candle wick of that last down candle as of right now. And then I basically moved it up to that next down candle. So that's kind of my thought process, is that the price should be supported by that down candle. So we're tagged in, and I'm just looking for 5.5 handles here to take out the buy side at 41.17 and a quarter and 3/4. So we're getting some nice movement here. Just noting that that next down candle there, seeing how price reacts, and just waiting here, and then we're tagged out. So that was a nice quick trade, just a few minutes. Grab the screenshot, and then we'll head into the next one. So I'm basically waiting here. Like I said, I noticed that we had a breaker here, so I'm noting that fair value gap, that breaker. And since we kind of like put in this low, I'm definitely thinking that this can go higher. So I'm waiting for price to come back down into this breaker and these overlaying fair value gaps. I have that N15 fair value gap noted. That's probably my that was my like main target there. So again, on this one, I was thinking that since we had this huge move, we would continue pressing higher. So that's why I was looking for an entry sooner than just kind of waiting until the actual PM session. So that's kind of my thought process on this. Now we have a 5-minute fair value gap, and I just have my order placed at that right below that, like halfway through that breaker. And then so we get tagged in, and this is quickly moving against, and then so that basically tagged me out. And this candle here was basically that intermediate low for the rest of the day. So that was a little bit unfortunate. I could have entered in on that lower 5-minute and then had my stop. My stop would have been intact. So I was still long. I didn't flip to going short again or anything like that. So I'm just kind of showing some of this price action, and we'll speed up to that last trade. So I'm kind of watching this. We have a break in structure here. So I entered in on that 30-second fair value gap. I'm noting that we were respecting that lower fair value gap, and then this is just gonna kind of chop around for a little bit. Nothing was really concerning to me, but at one point I did want this to start moving. I didn't want to hold on to the trade for very long. This was I think like a 17-minute trade. I normally like the trades that are like 2 to 3 minutes, but so just kind of watching this. Like I said, I need to see some movement. The DXY was dropping, and we also had that SMT with NASDAQ. So, and then we so right around here, it just kind of chops around. I'll start to move my stop up to protect my profits. So this kind of just chops around for a little bit. I have my stop moved up. You can see I have that 1-minute fair value gap, and I don't want it to take out that swing low. So once it came down and pushed up, I moved it up and then tagged out for profit. And we'll go into the account review. All right, here we are, TopStep Dashboard. We're currently sitting at 1,043.72 out of the 3,000. So about a third of the way right now. Like I said, yesterday we had a minus 509.16. Today we're up 336.26. And here are the 3 trades for today. Yeah, that's basically those 3 trades for today. And let's go to the trade log. So here are the 3 entries for today, May 2nd. So the first trade was at 11.37, 1 contract. These are all long, plus 270.42. I think that was an A setup, 4-minute trade, half 0.5 handle drawdown. The second trade was at 11.51. This was the loss where I kind of entered a little bit early, and it may have been more beneficial to wait. So this was minus 254.58. So the standard 5-handle loss on that 1-minute trade, 5-handle stop out, and then the third trade 12.09. Long again. This is the lunch. This is the take out the lunch stops, and this was a 16-minute 2.75 handle drawdown. And let's go over to our calendar. So here's today, 336.26, and the original screenshots from the trades. So this was the first trade, entered, sold at buy side, entered in these fair value gaps, breaker, stopped out at 5 handles, and it comes down a little bit lower, and then this was basically the low of the afternoon right here, these 2. And then here's my third trade. So this was that low right here that wasn't touched the rest of the day. So yeah, so entered in here and then sold at the highs. And so let's look at the calendar. We have ADP employment report at 8:15 tomorrow. There's a Treasury refunding announcement, PMI composite, ISM services index, and then FOMC announcement. I think this might be the rate, if they're going to increase the interest rates. And then there's a press conference. So won't be trading after lunch. So we'll see if we can maybe try to get an early morning scalp. I'd like to just get 1 trade, and if I'm able to just break even for the week, I'd be kind of happy with that, with the blunder that we had on Monday. But we have the jobless claims on Thursday, and then NFP on Friday. So keep your eyes out for that. But anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.